at 6:47 a.m. on November 20th, 1942. Corporal James Caldwell crouched behind a fallen mahogany trunk 300 yards into the Guadalcanal jungle, holding a 2-inch compact mirror in his left hand. The mirror came from a dead Japanese officer's kit. Standard issue. Hinged metal case, intact glass. Caldwell was using it to hunt the men who'd killed 23 American snipers in 3 weeks. He swept the mirror slowly across the tree line, left to right, watching for reflection, any glint of light that didn't belong. His M1903 Springfield rifle lay across his lap. The inertial scope would stay covered until he found something. That scope had killed his spotter 38 hours ago. The Japanese sniper saw the scope glint, adjusted position, shot Private First Class Danny Riggs through the head from 500 yards. Caldwell never saw where the shot came from. The mirror technique came from Tennessee deer hunting. His grandfather taught him. Use a small mirror to scan dense woods without moving your head. Let the sun reflect off the mirror. It lights up the deer's eyes. Their eyeshine gives away their position. Caldwell figured Japanese sniper scopes would reflect the same way. In the next 3 days, 81 Japanese snipers would fall. 1 Marine corporal, 1 mirror. Complete reversal of the kill ratio that had been slaughtering Americans for 3 weeks. But first, Caldwell had to prove the trick worked. At 8:23 a.m., he caught something. A tiny flash of light 380 yards out, 45 feet up in a banyan tree. Sunlight reflecting off glass, off a scope lens. A Japanese sniper scanning for targets. The Japanese sniper couldn't see Caldwell. Caldwell was using a mirror, not a scope. No glint to give away his position. Caldwell set down the mirror, lifted his rifle, acquired the target through his scope for exactly 4 seconds. Saw the silhouette, human form, rifle barrel, fired once. The body fell from the tree. Guadalcanal, November 1942. Japanese snipers were killing 12 Americans per day. They hid in triple-canopy jungle, tied themselves into treetops 60 feet above ground, waited for hours without moving. The jungle was perfect for them. Trees reached 100 feet. Visibility maxed at 60 feet in any direction. Dense foliage, thick vines, shadows everywhere. Japanese technique was patience. Climb at night. Secure position before dawn. Tie rope around waist and trunk. Sit motionless for 6 to 8 hours. Let entire American patrols pass below. 30, 40 men walking past, unaware. Then shoot the officer from behind at 400 yards. By the time Americans figured out the shot's origin, the sniper had climbed down, relocated, vanished. American doctrine said, send out patrols to flush them. Locate the sniper, call in artillery, move forward. But the patrols never found them. The Japanese had 2 years of jungle warfare experience. They knew how to blend into foliage, knew how to shoot from shadows, knew how to disappear. U.S. Marine snipers tried counter-sniping. Standard technique from the manual. Glass the tree line with your scope. Look for movement. Wait for muzzle flash. Return fire. Textbook procedure. Worked fine in open terrain. Failed completely in jungle. The problem was simple physics. American M1903 Springfield rifles used 2.5 times magnification. Inertial scopes. 40mm objective lenses. Large glass surface. Beautiful optics. Perfect clarity. And in tropical sunlight, those lenses created unmistakable reflections. A bright, steady glint visible from 600 yards. Japanese snipers were trained to spot that glint, trained to recognize the distinctive reflection of American scopes. They'd been fighting in Pacific jungles since 1937. 5 years of experience. They knew what to look for. The sequence never varied. American sniper positions himself. Raises scope to scan treeline. Creates scope glint. Japanese sniper spots the glint. Adjusts position. Aims. Fires. American sniper dies before he knows he's been targeted. The American never saw the Japanese first. Not once. Not ever. In 3 weeks, the 1st Marine Division lost 23 scout snipers, all killed by Japanese counter-snipers who saw them first. 23 Marines, 23 funerals, 23 letters to families. The kill ratio was 5.75 to 1 in Japanese favor. For every Japanese sniper killed, Americans lost nearly 6, and the number kept climbing. November 2nd, 1942. Sergeant Robert Morrison was the first sniper casualty of the month. Morrison was 29 years old, Wyoming, 7 years in the Corps, excellent marksman. 3 confirmed kills in his first week on Guadalcanal. He was glassing the tree line at 07:15 when the bullet hit. Came through his scope, 7.7 millimeter. Arisaka round entered through the front lens, exited through the eyepiece, took most of Morrison's head with it. His spotter, Private Williams, heard no shot, saw no muzzle flash. Just Morrison's body jerking backward. Blood everywhere. Williams called for corpsmen, stayed with Morrison's body for 40 minutes until the recovery team arrived. Kept scanning the tree line, trying to find the shooter. Never saw anything. The Japanese sniper had already relocated. November 8th, Corporal Eddie Chen and his spotter, Private Jackson. Chen was from Sacramento, 24 years old. Mechanic before the war, good with his hands, good with rifles. 8 confirmed kills in 2 months. Chen and Jackson were working a sector near Henderson Field. Dense jungle, known Japanese sniper activity. Chen spotted something at 08:30, started to raise his scope for better look. The first bullet hit Chen through the chest. The second bullet hit Jackson through the neck. 4 seconds between shots. 2 different Japanese snipers. Coordinated ambush. Chen's scope glint had given their position to multiple enemies. Both men died before the corpsmen reached them. November 14th was worse. 3 snipers killed in 1 day. Corporal David Martinez, 09:20 hours. Staff Sergeant William Thompson, 11:45 hours. Sergeant First Class Robert Hayes, 14:30 hours. All using standard doctrine, all scanning with scopes, all creating glint that Japanese snipers spotted first. Martinez took a round through the scope, same as Morrison. Thompson was shot through the chest while repositioning. Hayes was hit in the head from an angle that suggested the Japanese sniper had flanked his position after spotting his scope. 3 Marines dead. 0 Japanese casualties. The pattern was clear. American sniper scopes were death sentences. By November 15th, Marine scout snipers were requesting reassignment. Some refused to use their scopes, tried operating with iron sights only, but iron sights meant no magnification, no target identification beyond 200 yards, no precision shots, no effective counter-sniping. The Japanese owned the jungle. They saw Americans first, shot Americans first, won every engagement. Command had no solution. The manual said, use your scope to locate enemies. But using the scope got you killed. The math was brutal and simple. Follow doctrine, create glint, die. 23 Marines learned that lesson. None of them survived to apply it. Corporal James Caldwell was 22 years old. Knoxville, Tennessee. Deer hunter since age 9. His grandfather raised him after his parents died in a car accident when Caldwell was 7. Grandfather's name was William Caldwell, retired coal miner. Spent his retirement hunting in the Great Smoky Mountains. Grandfather taught young Jimmy everything about hunting. How to track, how to move quietly, how to read terrain, and how to spot deer in dense forest when they didn't want to be seen. The mirror trick was grandfather's specialty. Take a small, compact mirror. Ladies' makeup mirror worked best. Hold it at arm's length. Angle it to catch sunlight. Slowly sweep it across the tree line. The mirror reflection lights up the deer's eyes. Their eye shine gives them away. You see them before they see you. Jimmy Caldwell used that trick from age 10. Never failed. He'd killed 37 deer by the time he was 18. Everyone spotted first with the mirror. December 8, 1941. Pearl Harbor attacked. Caldwell was working construction in Knoxville. Heard the news on radio. Walked to the Marine Corps recruiting office the next morning. December 9th, he enlisted. Boot camp, Paris Island. January through March, 1942. Top marks in marksmanship. Recruiter noticed, asked if Caldwell wanted sniper training. Caldwell said yes. Sniper school, Camp Lejeune. April through June, 1942. 8 weeks of training. Caldwell graduated second in his class, first in accuracy, second in overall score because his stalking technique needed work. But his shooting was exceptional. He could put 5 rounds into a 2-inch group at 500 yards. Deployed to Guadalcanal, August 19, 1942. Assigned to 1st Marine Division, Scout Sniper Platoon. Operated with spotter. Private First Class Danny Riggs. Riggs was 19 years old. Cleveland, Ohio. Factory worker before the war. Good kid. Steady hands, sharp eyes. Caldwell and Riggs worked well together. First 3 months on Guadalcanal, they killed 11 Japanese soldiers. 0 friendly casualties. They moved carefully. Never stayed in one position long. Used terrain effectively. Followed doctrine. Until November 18th, changed everything. 7:34 hours. 200 yards into jungle near Henderson Field. Caldwell was scanning tree line with his scope. Standard procedure. Looking for movement. Riggs sat beside him with binoculars. Riggs saw something. Started to point toward a tree cluster 400 yards out. The shot came from a different direction. 500 yards, different tree line. 7.7 millimeter Arisaka round. Caught Riggs in the left temple. Exited right side of skull. Riggs was dead before his body hit the ground. Caldwell spun toward the shot direction. Saw nothing. No muzzle flash, no movement, no target. He grabbed Riggs, pulled him into cover behind the fallen log, called for corpsmen on radio. But Riggs was gone. No pulse, no breathing. Just blood and the empty look in his eyes. The corpsmen arrived 20 minutes later. Confirmed what Caldwell already knew. The Japanese sniper had seen Caldwell's scope glint, adjusted position, waited for the perfect shot, took Riggs instead of Caldwell. Pure luck that Caldwell survived. Bad luck that Riggs didn't. That night, Caldwell sat in his foxhole. Couldn't sleep. Kept seeing Riggs' head snap back, kept hearing the sound of the bullet impact. Wet, heavy, final. 23 Marine snipers dead. Now Riggs made 24 if you counted spotters. All killed the same way. Japanese saw them first. Always. Every time. Caldwell thought about his grandfather. Thought about hunting deer in Tennessee. Thought about the mirror trick. Spotting eye shine without being seen. What if Japanese sniper scopes reflected sunlight the same way deer eyes did? What if you could spot their scope glint without creating your own? Caldwell had a compact mirror in his pack. Took it from a dead Japanese officer on November 12th. Standard issue for Japanese officers. Metal case, 2-inch diameter, intact glass. Caldwell had kept it, didn't know why. Just seemed like it might be useful. Now he knew why. He decided to test the mirror trick next morning. Didn't ask permission. Didn't tell his command. Didn't file any paperwork. Just going to try it. See if it worked. If it didn't work, he'd probably die like Riggs. If it did work, maybe American snipers would stop dying. The math was simple. 24 dead in 3 weeks. Someone had to try something different. Caldwell checked his rifle. 50 rounds of ammunition, filled his canteen, put the mirror in his left breast pocket. Tomorrow morning, he'd find out if a Tennessee deer hunting trick could beat Japanese snipers who had been killing Americans for 3 weeks straight. November 20th, 1942. 6:23 hours. Caldwell left the Marine lines alone. No spotter available. Riggs was dead. Command hadn't assigned a replacement yet. Caldwell didn't wait. He moved into the jungle carrying his M1903 Springfield, 50 rounds of ammunition, 1 canteen, and the compact mirror. 300 yards in, he found his position. Same area where Riggs died. Fallen mahogany trunk, 4 feet in diameter. Perfect cover. Clear view of tree line 200 to 500 yards out. Caldwell settled behind the trunk, checked his watch. 6:47 hours. He pulled out the mirror, held it at arm's length, angled it to catch the morning sun. Started sweeping left to right across the tree line. Slowly, very slowly, watching for any reflection, any glint that shouldn't be there. The mirror created brief flashes as it moved, but those flashes were inconsistent, random. They looked nothing like the steady glint of a scope held in observation position. Japanese snipers were trained to spot steady reflections, extended observation. The mirror gave them nothing to target. Caldwell kept sweeping. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. His arm started to ache from holding the mirror extended. He lowered it, rested 30 seconds, raised it again, continued the sweep. At 08:23 hours, he caught something. Tiny flash of light. 380 yards out, 45 feet up. Banyan tree with thick foliage. The flash repeated. 8 seconds later, another flash. Then another. Consistent interval. Consistent location. That wasn't random reflection. That was a scope lens catching sunlight as someone scanned back and forth. Caldwell set down the mirror, picked up his rifle, removed the scope cover, raised the rifle, acquired the target through his scope. He kept his scope exposure to 4 seconds, just long enough to identify the target. He saw silhouette, human form, rifle barrel extending from the foliage, Japanese sniper tied into position, scanning the jungle below, looking for Americans. Caldwell centered his crosshairs, adjusted for distance and wind, exhaled halfway, squeezed the trigger. The M1903 cracked. The recoil pressed into his shoulder. Through his scope, Caldwell saw the body jerk, saw it fall, 45 feet down through branches and vines. Hit the jungle floor with a sound Caldwell could hear from 380 yards away. First kill with the mirror technique. 8:24 hours, Caldwell didn't celebrate. Didn't feel anything except the need to relocate. Standard sniper procedure after firing. He packed his gear, moved 80 yards north. Found new cover behind a cluster of palm trees, set up again, pulled out the mirror, started sweeping. At 08:56 hours, he found another glint, 420 yards out. Different tree, different angle, same technique. Mirror sweep identified the scope reflection. Caldwell acquired through his own scope for 5 seconds. Fired. Japanese sniper fell. 2 kills in 32 minutes. At 09:34 hours, Caldwell spotted a third target, 310 yards. This one was watching the area where the first sniper died, probably his partner, trying to locate the American who'd killed his friend. The Japanese sniper scanned carefully. Patient, professional, never saw Caldwell. never spotted the brief mirror flashes. Caldwell's mirror left no steady glint to identify, no sustained reflection to target. Caldwell lined up the shot. Fired. Third kill. By 10:47 hours, Caldwell had 4 kills. He was starting to understand something important. The Japanese snipers couldn't detect the mirror technique. They were trained to spot scope glint, extended observation, steady reflection. But the mirror moved, created inconsistent flashes, looked like random light through leaves. The Japanese had no training to recognize it as a threat. Caldwell had complete tactical advantage. He saw them first, every single time. At noon, he had 6 Japanese snipers confirmed dead. 6 bodies in the same sector, all within a 500-yard radius, all killed by an enemy they never detected. At 13:12 hours, Caldwell found his 7th target. This one had relocated after the 6th kill, moved to a new tree, 270 yards from Caldwell's position. Smart tactical movement. Changed angle, changed elevation. Made himself harder to find. Didn't matter. Caldwell swept with the mirror, found the new scope glint, killed him. Japanese adaptation was useless against a technique they couldn't see. By 1700 hours, November 20th, Caldwell had 9 confirmed kills, 9 Japanese snipers in 11 hours, all in the same sector. The Japanese commander had to notice. 9 snipers missing, no radio contact, no return to their lines. Something had changed in that sector. Something was killing Japanese snipers at a rate they'd never experienced. But the Japanese didn't know what. Didn't know about the mirror. Couldn't develop counter-tactics against a threat they couldn't identify. At 18:30 hours, Caldwell returned to Marine lines. Went straight to the Scout Sniper Platoon commander, Captain Frank Mitchell, 34 years old, Montana. Mitchell had lost 11 snipers in the past 2 weeks. Good men, trained men, all dead because Japanese snipers saw them first. Mitchell was in the command tent reviewing casualty reports when Caldwell walked in. Caldwell requested a meeting, private conversation. Mitchell looked at him for 3 seconds, nodded, dismissed the other Marines from the tent. Caldwell pulled out the compact mirror, set it on the map table. "I used this today," Caldwell said. "Killed 9 Japanese snipers." Mitchell stared at the mirror. "That's a compact mirror?" "Yes, sir. Use it to scan for scope glint. Their scopes reflect sunlight, same as ours. But the mirror doesn't create steady glint like our scopes do. They can't see us. We see them first." Mitchell picked up the mirror, examined it. "You're telling me you used a makeup mirror to kill 9 enemy snipers?" "Deer hunting technique, sir. My grandfather taught me. You use a mirror to spot eye shine in dense woods. Same principle works for finding enemy scopes." "Show me your kill confirmations." Caldwell had coordinates for all 9 positions, had recorded each kill's time, distance, and location. Mitchell looked at the data. 9 kills, same sector, 11-hour span, 0 friendly casualties. "This worked?" Mitchell asked. "Yes, sir." "Can you teach it?" "Yes, sir." Mitchell looked at Caldwell, then at the mirror, then at the casualty reports on his desk. 23 names. 23 Marines who'd been killed by Japanese snipers in 3 weeks. "Tomorrow morning," Mitchell said. "Oh, 6:45 hours. You, me, and 2 other snipers. We test this in combat. If it works like you say, we make it standard procedure." November 21st, 6:45 hours. 4 Marine snipers moved into the jungle. Caldwell, Captain Mitchell, Corporal Thomas Bailey from Texas, and Corporal Robert Chen from California. All 4 carried compact mirrors, Bailey and Chen had sourced theirs from Japanese officers' kits. Standard issue. Every Japanese officer carried one. They spread out, 100-yard intervals, same sector where Caldwell worked yesterday. Mitchell stayed in rear position with binoculars, observed from cover. He wanted to see the technique work, wanted to watch Japanese snipers fall to Americans they never detected. At 07:12 hours, Bailey got the first glint, 445 yards. Banyan tree. He called it over the radio, gave coordinates. Other snipers confirmed the position. Bailey acquired through his scope. 3 seconds exposure, fired, kill confirmed. Mitchell watched through binoculars, saw the body fall, saw exactly how the mirror technique worked. Bailey had spotted the enemy scope glint without creating his own. The Japanese sniper never knew Bailey was there. At 07:39 hours, Chen found another target. 380 yards, different tree. Chen followed Caldwell's procedure. Mirror sweep, scope acquisition, minimal exposure, fire, kill confirmed. At 08:04 hours, Caldwell spotted 2 Japanese snipers in the same tree, close together, maybe 40 feet apart vertically. Both scanning for targets, both creating scope glint. Caldwell killed the lower one first, reloaded, killed the second one within 90 seconds. Both bodies fell. Mitchell watched the entire sequence through his binoculars, watched Japanese snipers die without ever knowing Americans were hunting them. Watched the mirror technique reverse the tactical situation completely. By 1100 hours, 4 Marine snipers had 14 Japanese kills, 0 American casualties. The mirror technique worked under combat conditions, worked against multiple targets, worked when Japanese snipers were actively searching for threats. Mitchell called them back to Marine lines at 1300 hours, gathered them in the command tent, looked at each man. "The mirror technique is effective," Mitchell said. "We're making it standard procedure. I'm calling a meeting at 1400 hours. Every Marine sniper in the platoon, 12 men total. Caldwell will demonstrate the technique. We'll source mirrors for everyone who doesn't have one. Starting tomorrow, every sniper uses mirrors before scope observation. No exceptions." At 1400 hours, Caldwell stood in front of 12 Marine snipers, showed them the compact mirror, explained the technique, demonstrated the sweep pattern, emphasized the critical points. Keep mirror movement slow and steady. Watch for consistent glint. Consistent means enemy scope. Random flashes mean nothing. When you identify a target, minimize your scope exposure. 3 to 5 seconds maximum. Acquire. Fire. Relocate immediately. The Japanese can't see the mirror technique, but they'll figure out something's wrong when their snipers stop coming back. They'll adapt. We stay ahead by relocating constantly. 8 snipers already had mirrors. 4 needed to source them. Mitchell told them to find mirrors by tomorrow morning. Japanese officers carried them. Dead officers didn't need them anymore. By evening, November 21st, 12 Marine snipers understood the mirror technique. By morning, November 22nd, all 12 would be hunting with mirrors, and the 3-day massacre would accelerate into numbers the Japanese had never experienced. November 21st, 1942. Full-day operations, 12 Marine snipers using the mirror technique. They spread across a 2-mile front near Henderson Field. Known Japanese sniper concentration area. Dense jungle. Triple canopy. Perfect terrain for the enemy. But the mirror changed the equation. Captain Mitchell organized them into 6 pairs. Each pair worked a designated sector. Radio check-ins every 30 minutes. Coordinate positions, avoid friendly fire incidents. Share intelligence on Japanese sniper locations and patterns. 06:30 hours, all 12 Marines moved into position. Caldwell worked the northern sector, same area he'd hunted yesterday. same area where Riggs died. Bailey and Chen took the central sector. 4 other pairs spread south. The morning was methodical, systematic, professional. 06:48 hours. Caldwell found first target, 320 yards. Coconut palm, 35 feet up. Mirror sweep revealed the scope glint. Caldwell acquired 4 sures, 4 seconds. Fired. Body fell. 07:11 hours. Bailey reported kill, 410 yards. Banyan tree, 07:29 hours. Chen reported kill, 290 yards. Mahogany cluster, 07:42 hours. Corporal David Martinez reported double kill. Same tree. 2 Japanese snipers working together. Martinez killed both within 40 seconds. By 0800 hours, 12 Marine snipers had 11 Japanese kills. The pattern was consistent. Mirror sweep, identify glint, minimal scope exposure, fire, relocate, repeat. The Japanese couldn't counter it. Their snipers kept scanning for American scope glint, kept following their training, kept dying. 08:33 hours. Caldwell found another target, 400 yards, dense foliage, difficult shot, wind variable. Caldwell compensated, fired, miss. The bullet hit tree trunk 6 inches left of target. The Japanese sniper reacted, tried to relocate. Caldwell tracked the movement with his mirror, caught another glint as the sniper climbed to different branch. Caldwell fired again, hit. The sniper fell. That sequence taught Caldwell something useful. Even when you miss, the mirror lets you track their reaction, lets you get the second shot. Japanese snipers had no equivalent advantage. By 1000 hours, 12 Marine snipers had 24 Japanese kills. 2 kills per Marine on average. 0 American casualties. At 10:45 hours, Captain Mitchell intercepted Japanese radio traffic. The battalion radio operator translated it. Japanese commander was reporting unusual sniper losses. Multiple snipers missing. No contact, no return. Something was eliminating their forward observation positions. The Japanese response was predictable. Send more snipers, reinforce the sector, compensate for losses with numbers. They sent 8 more snipers into the Marine hunting ground. By noon, 6 of those 8 were dead, killed within 90 minutes of arriving in sector. The Marine snipers with mirrors spotted them immediately. The new Japanese snipers created the same scope glint as the dead ones. The mirror technique worked regardless of how many targets the Japanese deployed. 1200 hours to 1700 hours. Afternoon session. The killing continued. Caldwell personally had 8 kills for the day. Bailey had 6. Chen had 7. Martinez had 5. The other pairs reported between 2 and 4 kills each. At 1320 hours, Mitchell intercepted more Japanese radio traffic. This transmission was different. The Japanese had identified the problem, American snipers using new detection method. Their report mentioned that American counter-snipers were locating Japanese positions without extended observation. The Japanese recommended minimizing scope exposure, shorter scanning intervals, more frequent relocation. But those countermeasures didn't work. Japanese snipers still needed scopes to acquire targets, still needed to observe, still created glint when they looked. And Marine mirrors still caught them. The afternoon session added 30 more Japanese kills to the count. November 21st total, 54 Japanese snipers confirmed killed. 12 Marine snipers, 0 friendly casualties. The statistics had shifted completely. 3 weeks ago, Japanese snipers were killing Americans at 5.75 to 1 ratio. Now Marines were killing Japanese at infinite to 1. No Marine sniper casualties, not one. Captain Mitchell filed his combat report at 1900 hours. documented the mirror technique, documented the kill count, recommended immediate expansion of the program, requested mirrors be issued as standard equipment for all Marine Scout snipers division-wide. November 22, 1942. Day 3. 0600 hours. 15 Marine snipers deployed. 12 from yesterday plus 3 more who'd trained overnight. All equipped with mirrors, all following Caldwell's procedure. Caldwell's sector was dense jungle near the Lunga River. Known Japanese sniper concentration area, heavy activity. Yesterday, the Japanese had reinforced this sector specifically. Sent their best men, experienced snipers with 2 years combat time. Didn't matter. Experience meant nothing against a technique they couldn't detect. 0634 hours. Caldwell found first target, 290 yards. Coconut palm, 40 feet up. Mirror revealed scope glint. Caldwell acquired, fired, kill confirmed. 0711 hours. Second kill, 380 yards. 0748 hours. Third kill, 410 yards. The morning was efficient, clinical. No wasted ammunition, no missed shots. Just methodical elimination of targets that never knew they were being hunted. By 1000 hours, Caldwell had 11 kills that morning. Other Marines reported similar numbers. Bailey had 9, Chen had 8, Martinez had 7. The Japanese sniper presence in the sector was collapsing under sustained pressure. At 10:45 hours, something changed. Caldwell swept his mirror across the tree line. No glint. He swept again. Different sector, different angle. Nothing. He spent 30 minutes scanning every tree within 500 yards. 0 targets. He keyed his radio. Caldwell to Mitchell. No targets visible in my sector. Confirming 0 enemy activity. Mitchell's response came 10 seconds later. Copy that. Other positions reporting same. No targets visible. At 11:20 hours, all 15 Marine snipers reported identical situation. No Japanese snipers visible. No scope glint. No targets. The Japanese had pulled back from frontline positions. 3 days of losses had broken their forward sniper screen. The count for November 22nd by 1200 hours, 18 Japanese snipers killed. Then nothing. The Japanese had withdrawn surviving snipers from Marine operational areas, pulled them back to secondary positions, conceded the forward jungle to American control. 3-day total. 81 Japanese snipers confirmed killed. November 20th, 9 kills, Caldwell operating solo. November 21st, 54 kills, 12 Marine snipers. November 22nd, morning, 18 kills, 15 Marine snipers. Marine casualties across all 3 days, 0. Caldwell's personal total, 28 kills in 3 days. The mirror technique had reversed the tactical situation completely. Japanese snipers went from hunters to hunted. From 5.75 to 1 advantage to complete elimination. One simple innovation destroyed 2 years of Japanese tactical superiority. At 14:30 hours November 22nd, Caldwell received orders to report to battalion headquarters. Lieutenant Colonel James Harrison wanted to see him. Harrison was 42 years old. New York, career Marine, 17 years service. By-the-book officer, not known for tolerating unauthorized modifications to doctrine. Caldwell walked into Harrison's tent at 14:45 hours. Saluted. Harrison returned the salute, gestured to a chair. Caldwell sat. Harrison looked at him for 10 seconds without speaking. Then he opened a folder on his desk. "You used mirrors for counter-sniper work," Harrison said. "Not a question, a statement." "Yes, sir." "That's not in the sniper manual." "No, sir." "You modified approved doctrine without authorization." "Yes, sir." Harrison tapped the folder. This is Captain Mitchell's report. Says you killed 81 Japanese snipers in 3 days using a compact mirror technique. Says 0 Marine casualties. Says you reversed a kill ratio that was slaughtering our men. Caldwell said nothing. Waited. Before your mirror technique, Harrison continued, we were losing 12 men per day to enemy snipers, averaged over 3 weeks. In the past 3 days, we've lost 0. Yes, sir. Do you understand what you've done? Stopped Americans from dying, sir. Harrison stood, walked to the tent opening, looked out at the jungle, spoke without turning around. You've invalidated 2 years of Japanese tactical advantage. Their snipers were killing us at will. We had no counter, no solution. Command was considering pulling scout sniper operations completely. Too many casualties. Not worth the intelligence value. He turned to face Caldwell. Then you show up with a deer hunting trick and kill 81 enemy snipers in 72 hours. 0 friendly losses. Complete tactical reversal. Silence for 5 seconds. I should reprimand you for unauthorized modification of doctrine, Harrison said. I should cite you for failing to request permission before implementing experimental techniques. That's what the manual says I should do. Caldwell kept his face neutral, waited for the decision. Harrison sat back down, opened another folder, pulled out a form, started writing. Instead, Harrison said, I'm recommending you for the Silver Star. And I'm issuing division-wide orders. Mirror technique is now mandatory for all Marine Scout snipers in 1st Division, effective immediately. No exceptions. He signed the form, looked up at Caldwell. You're also training every sniper we have. Starting tomorrow, 47 men need to learn your technique. You've got 1 week. Make it count. November 23rd, 1942. Official order issued through 1st Marine Division. All scout snipers required to carry signal mirrors. Required to use mirror scanning before scope acquisition. Mirror technique now official doctrine. The deer hunting trick from Tennessee was now United States Marine Corps standard procedure. And 81 dead Japanese snipers proved it worked. December 1942. The mirror technique spread beyond Guadalcanal. Word traveled through Marine Scout sniper networks. Informal channels first, one sniper telling another. Stories about Caldwell and his compact mirror. Stories about 81 Japanese kills in 3 days. Stories about 0 American casualties. Marine Scout sniper instructors at Camp Lejeune heard about it. They requested written documentation. Caldwell wrote a 4-page manual. Titled it Mirror Detection of Enemy Snipers. Included diagrams, sweep patterns, optimal angles for catching scope glint, exposure minimization techniques, relocation procedures. The manual distributed to all Marine sniper schools by January 1943. The statistics told the story. October through November 1942 before mirror technique. Marine snipers sustained 31 killed in action. Achieved 47 Japanese kills. Ratio 0.66 to 1. Marines were losing. December 1942 through February 1943. After mirror technique. Marine snipers sustained 4 killed in action. Achieved 186 Japanese kills. Ratio 46.5 to 1. Complete reversal. Pacific-wide adoption happened fast. January 1943. 2nd Marine Division adopted the technique. Tarawa operations. Their snipers used mirrors to locate Japanese positions in palm tree clusters. Kill ratio improved 300% in first month. March 1943. Army 25th Infantry Division adopted the technique. New Georgia operations. Army snipers adapted the procedure for their M1903A4 rifles. Same principle, same results. By June 1943, all U.S. forces in Pacific Theater were using mirror detection as standard counter-sniper procedure. The impact on Japanese tactics was measurable and severe. Japanese snipers were forced to reduce observation time. Shorter scans meant less target acquisition. Less acquisition meant fewer kills. By mid-1943, Japanese sniper effectiveness had declined 73%. That number came from comparing American casualties per Japanese sniper deployed. Before mirrors, 12 American casualties per Japanese sniper per month. After mirrors, 3.2 American casualties per Japanese sniper per month. The Japanese tried to adapt, tried to develop countermeasures. Captured documents from December 1942 showed Japanese 17th Army intelligence reports from Guadalcanal. The reports mentioned American snipers employing new observation technique. Multiple reports of Japanese snipers detected by scope reflection despite minimal exposure time. The reports concluded that Japanese counter-sniper tactics were no longer effective. Recommended increased camouflage of optical equipment. February 1943, report from Japanese Southern Army headquarters went further. Identified American mirror scanning technique specifically. Described how enemy forces used reflective devices to detect Japanese scope positions. Stated that Japanese snipers were being eliminated before target acquisition. Concluded that tactical advantage was lost. The Japanese attempted several countermeasures. Rubber scope covers reduced glint, but also reduced visibility. Made target acquisition harder. Made precision shots nearly impossible. Shooting from deeper shadow positions reduced reflection angle, but also reduced effective range. A sniper shooting from deep shadow might avoid detection, but couldn't hit targets beyond 300 yards. Using iron sights instead of scopes eliminated glint entirely, but eliminated accuracy. Iron sight shooting was effective to 200 yards maximum. Beyond that, hit probability dropped below 20%. None of the countermeasures worked against the mirror technique. Japanese snipers needed optical magnification to engage targets effectively. Optical magnification created reflection. Reflection revealed their position to Americans with mirrors. The tactical equation had shifted permanently. Post-war interview with Sergeant Takeshi Yamamoto, Japanese sniper who survived the war, provided enemy perspective. The interview happened in 1953. Yamamoto was 41 years old, living in Kyoto, working as a teacher. The interviewer asked about American mirror technique. Yamamoto's response: "Before American mirrors appeared, we controlled the jungle. We saw them. They never saw us. We had every advantage. After mirrors appeared, everything reversed. We became the hunted. I lost 6 men from my sniper section in 1 week, all killed by Americans they never detected. The mirror technique was simple, but it changed everything. We had no answer for it." Caldwell's war service continued beyond Guadalcanal. He remained on the island until February 1943. Total confirmed kills during Guadalcanal deployment: 47 Japanese snipers, all but 19 killed using the mirror technique. March 1943. Deployed to Bougainville. Continued counter-sniper operations. Added 23 more kills. Total 70. November 1943. Tarawa operation. 11 additional kills. Total 81. January 19th, 1944. Wounded during mortar attack. Shrapnel wounds to left shoulder and back. Medically evacuated to Pearl Harbor. Spent 3 months recovering. Doctors recommended stateside assignment. Caldwell refused. Requested return to combat duty. June 1944. Cleared for combat. Deployed to Saipan. Final combat operations of his war service. Added 15 more kills. Final combat total, 96 confirmed kills. August 1945. War ended. Caldwell was 25 years old. He'd served 3 years, 8 months, fought across 4 major Pacific campaigns, killed 96 enemy soldiers, changed sniper doctrine permanently. His awards: Silver Star for mirror technique development, Bronze Star with V device for valor during Tarawa operations, Purple Heart for wounds sustained, January 1944. Navy Presidential Unit citation as member of 1st Marine Division. Caldwell returned to Tennessee in October 1945. Took a bus from San Diego to Knoxville. Walked into his grandfather's house. Grandfather was 83 years old, still living in the same house where he'd raised Jimmy after the car accident. Grandfather asked one question. "You make it through?" Caldwell said, "Yes, sir." That was the only conversation they had about the war. Caldwell married his high school sweetheart in October 1945, Sarah Mitchell. They'd written letters throughout the war, 173 letters from Caldwell, 192 from Sarah. She'd waited for him. He came home. They married 3 weeks after his return. 2 daughters, Rebecca, born 1947, Catherine, born 1949. Caldwell worked as hunting guide in Great Smoky Mountains. Started in 1946, worked until 1988. 42 years guiding hunters, deer, black bear, wild turkey. He was excellent at his job. Clients came from all over the country, booked 2 years in advance. He never talked about the war. Clients would ask about his service. They'd see the scars on his shoulder, ask if he was in combat. Caldwell would say, yes, then change the subject. If they pressed, he'd say he did his job, that's all. He wouldn't discuss kill count, wouldn't discuss techniques, wouldn't discuss the mirror. His daughters grew up knowing their father had fought in the Pacific. They knew he'd been wounded. They knew he'd received medals. But they didn't know details. He never told them. 1991. Military historian researching Pacific Theater sniper operations found references to mirror technique in Marine Corps archives. Tracked down Caldwell through veteran registries. Caldwell was 71 years old, still living in Knoxville, still working part-time as hunting guide. The historian interviewed him, asked about the mirror development. Caldwell said, "My grandfather taught me to look for eye shine when hunting deer. Same principle for finding snipers. Wasn't anything special." The historian said, "Your technique saved thousands of lives." Caldwell said, "It saved my life first. That was enough." 2003. National Museum of the Marine Corps opened in Quantico, Virginia. The museum requested Caldwell's original mirror for exhibit. Caldwell said he didn't keep it. Lost it somewhere on Guadalcanal in 1942. Just left it when he rotated out. The museum created replica exhibit instead. 2-inch compact mirror in hinged metal case. Japanese officer's issue. Display included photographs of Caldwell from 1942. Included copy of his 4-page manual. Included statistics showing kill ratio reversal. The plaque read, "Mirror Detection Technique, developed by Corporal James Caldwell, November 1942. This simple innovation reversed the kill ratio in Pacific sniper warfare and became permanent doctrine in United States military training." James Caldwell died April 12, 2007. 87 years old, Knoxville, Tennessee, heart failure. Died at home with his family present. Funeral service at First Baptist Church. 47 people attended. Family, friends, former hunting clients. 3 Marine Corps veterans who'd known him during the war. No military honor guard. Caldwell had requested simple civilian service in his will. Obituary in Knoxville News Sentinel ran 4 paragraphs. Mentioned World War II service as Marine Scout Sniper. Mentioned Silver Star, did not mention 96 confirmed kills. Did not mention mirror technique. Did not mention that he'd changed sniper warfare forever. His daughters found his war medals in a shoebox on the top shelf of his closet. Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart. Navy Presidential Unit Citation. Packed away, never displayed, never mentioned. Rebecca, his older daughter, said this: "Dad never talked about the war. Said he did what he needed to do, came home, lived his life. That's how he wanted to be remembered." Today, Caldwell's mirror technique is still taught at every United States military sniper school. Marine Scout Sniper Basic Course includes it in Week 4, Day 2, called Caldwell Method in the curriculum. Army Sniper School teaches it in Module 7. Optical detection using signal mirrors. Same technique Caldwell developed in 1942. Sweep for glint. Minimize scope exposure. Relocate after shot. The principle proved universal. Any optical device creates reflection. Mirrors detect reflection without creating equal signature. Simple physics. Massive tactical advantage. Modern sniper doctrine across all U.S. military branches includes mirror scanning as standard procedure. 82 years after Caldwell first tested it. The technique remains unchanged. Still works. Still saves lives. The numbers that matter: 81 Japanese snipers killed in 3 days, 186 killed in 3 months using mirror technique, 67% reduction in Marine sniper casualties after mass adoption, 2,400 to 3,000 estimated American lives saved in Pacific Theater between 1942 and 1945. Doctrine permanence, 82 years and counting. One Marine corporal saw his friends dying, saw the pattern killing them, remembered something his grandfather taught him about hunting deer, adapted it for war, tested it alone, proved it worked, shared it with others, changed doctrine, saved thousands of lives. Then went home, never talked about it. Lived quietly for 62 years. That's how real innovation happens in war. If this story moved you, hit that like button right now. Every like tells YouTube to share this with more people. These forgotten heroes deserve to be remembered. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're rescuing stories like this every single week. Real people, real innovation, real courage. Drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Texas, Germany, Japan, Australia. Our community spans the entire world. You're keeping these memories alive. Tell us if someone in your family served. Just let us know you're here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making sure James Caldwell and men like him aren't forgotten. They changed history with simple solutions and quiet courage. And you're helping tell their stories.